Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky and I work in the spirit dimension. As always, in all my videos or all my live feeds, simply take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Glorious chit chat with spirit this morning. Again, sometimes good morning coming in. Hello, Kayla. Welcome. Chit chatting with spirit today. Wesley, there you are. Hi, everyone. I'll give everyone a minute to come in before I start chit chatting. I had a lovely chat with Spirit this morning. And it took me just a couple extra minutes to kind of navigate and process through some of it. But I'm going to be curious, as always, what your feeling is and what your take is and what you've been kind of sifting and sorting through. We're coming into a glorious weekend. I'm looking forward to it. It'd be a good time to just kind of chill and relax. One thing that Spirit was talking to me about a lot today was these leaps of faith that are coming in for us collectively with not having all the information, yet feeling like we need to make a shift and make a change. And I felt that coming in, quite like a freight train. So I'm curious on how many of trust and that leap of faith. And I feel like it's kind of gaining momentum. I feel like we're being asked to kind of shift and change, and that things are coming in and things are happening at a steady yet what feels maybe for you as a fast rate. I don't feel chaotic energy around it. I just feel like we're being asked to take more leaps of faith into trusting our inner knowing, into just trusting our own spiritual growth and trusting the space that we're in. How many of you have been feeling that over the last in the last day or so, or the last couple days or so, with there's things coming up for you that you're not quite sure what to do with? Yes, there we go, Kayla. Thank you. We're not quite sure what to do with it. Like we're not quite sure what these opportunities, but there's or the changes that are coming in, but the requirement of having to just take that leap and being able to trust that feeling and being able to navigate through that. And I 100%, there we go. Here we go. Last 4 days, says Joy. A Rising Phoenix is an agreement. It's also come up for me. And I would say probably since about in the last couple, maybe the last 3 days for me. And I didn't quite take it all to spirit. I usually just kind of trust my own gut, my own intuition sometimes. But when I sat this morning in my meditation with the energy update, I felt it coming in collectively. And I also 109%. I think that there's a lot more coming in. And I think Camilla, it's been rough here. A 16-year-old family member got in a car accident yesterday. We know he has brain damage, but praying he will wake up. um, I heard I needed to clean out my craft room in order for new blessings to manifest. I do feel like with energetically over the next, I think it's going to trickle into mid-June. I really do. I feel this is going to be a movement within us with things are changing and we're going to have to trust. Sometimes, with us humans, and spirit, kind of gives me that chuckle with this statement, is the desire and the need to know all the outcomes and know how everything is going to play out. And I think that the volume is being turned up a lot for a lot of us on just trusting and having those leaps. One thing that comes up over and over again, I know I've talked about this before, is we get a little nerve racked, we get a little nervous about what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out? What if it's the wrong decision? What if I'm not on the right path? And I really feel that even when things don't work out with what we expected, I think that we always land where we're supposed to be, and I think that we always learn what we're meant to learn in going forward. And I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves with having to have things go perfectly smooth without that turbulence. And I just feel that the volume will be turned up for many of us about just trusting and allowing and learning. I feel we're coming into that. Camilla, it's been rough here. A 16-year-old family member got in a car accident. I'm just going to lean into that. I do feel a shift coming with this. I feel like there will be I just kind of feel medically, I feel like I feel like there's a bit of a change coming here. I do have a lot of concern, but I do feel that there's going to be something. You'll have to keep us updated on that, and I'll 100% be sending prayers and love and light to him as well. But I just feel like I just feel like something's going to be shifting medically there. And I'm sure the group here will also be sending much love, light, and healing your way as well. Let's just see where we're going here. Elena, definitely pulling more trust than usual in the universe lately. Yeah, there it is. I feel that's going to get so much louder. And it does feel very, very good. It just feels like this growth collectively. I just feel it like a large number of people taking more of a trusting energy approach to things and just kind of shrugging off, I'm just going to navigate through this. I'm just going to learn through this. I'm just going to take it as it comes. I don't need to know all the answers. I feel that getting louder, and when spirit turns the volume up for me, I just have to trust it, and I have to remind myself as well as don't need to know, just have to process it, just going to trust the flow. I think that there's a softening coming in there with our learning, and I just think we're going to be pulling more into that. I hope that makes sense. But that's how I feel it coming in, is I just feel it more of that trust and more of that allowing and more of that not needing to know all the answers all the time. I think sometimes, like when we kind of go into those different levels of what ifs, I think that it does affect our focus, and it does affect our inner, how we're feeling. It does affect our intuition when we're always pulling out of what ifs. And then, and I think that, part of it is a lot of that old programming. When you think about, the energy of how you grew up, whether it be school systems, the desire to always have to be right, the importance of always having to be right. And then we get to a space where we don't trust that pull of that leap of faith. I just have to trust this. I just have to trust this. It's going to take me where I need to go, and it's going to take me to what I need to learn. And sometimes that's a big part of that. I've said to spirit 1,000 times, why? And it's like, I felt that, why? And it's just like, it's to build that trust, it's to build that growth. Kayla is saying this, that's exactly how I feel. I love this. Yeah, I love the school analogy. It's so true, and I get it. I mean, we are learning through the school system, but we're also a bit programmed on things have to be right, right? So I think that when we navigate through this, when we get to a place of at some point in our journey, that comes back into our memory bank of what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? And I feel that we need to pull back into I needed to learn that. I needed to learn that. And you see how much softer that feels with this whole piece of I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Can you feel that difference in vibration is no, it may not have gone how I thought it was going to go, but I needed to learn the lesson for my own growth and for my own learning. And it's about that. When you think about why we're here in the physical world, we came here to learn. We came here to help others. We came here collectively to make change and to evolve. And that's what we came here. And it's not going to be as smooth and all knowing. And I've even leaned into that myself. I'm not all knowing. I'm not meant to know it all. It's based on the energy, and that's so important to lean into. And I'm sure you can all kind of lean in there on, sometimes you feel the pressure, right? You feel the pressure to do it right, or to be right, or to have all the answers, whether it be in your own, in your personal life, or for yourself, or for friends, or for family. It's that I have to be right kind of energy all the time that's put on all of us. It's got to be right. And I think, the fear of learning is the piece that comes in here for me. We're so afraid to learn. And Spirit has said that to me when I reflect back on how many times Spirit has said that to me. And I'm like, well, that didn't go very well. But when Spirit will say, but what did you learn? Where was the learning in that? Where is it going to put you into that growth? Where you're not looking at that. Spirit has said that to me over and over again till I finally have that, okay, it's I am learning this process. Yeah. So let's just come back and Deanna, the pressures of needing to be right was weighed on me my whole life. Yeah, exactly. So Deanna, you're learning to navigate through not having that energy, not having that desire to fulfill that, to the need to be right. I think it's about the needing to learn and the need, like, we need to lean into that. And and here's the thing. So let me ask you this. If you're going through something and you're learning a lesson, what we pull in is we all of a sudden we get judgment. Perhaps there's some shame, or perhaps we're like, well, that was a gong show. And then we start to feel down on ourselves, right? And then we miss that lesson, and then the cycle repeats again, only with perhaps like a bit of a different theme, but still the same baseline in there, or different people come in to help teach us once again. And it just comes into leaning into that energy of I'm learning and I'm experiencing the physical world, and I'm not always going to be right, and I don't need to be. And that's one thing that I have had to grow through a lot in the last several years, like probably about the last 5 years, is just coming into that space of just complete surrender and just trusting. I'm just going to trust it. If the learning is easy, great. If the learning brings me something to navigate through, then I'm going to navigate through that with my head held high. Head held high through your learning, right? Head held high. Um, let's just see. Wow, I love the school analogy. We're taught to seek validation. Oh, the big word validation, right? We're always seeking that. We're always seeking that validation. And I get it 100%. I mean, you do at some point you do kind of need, am I doing the right thing? Trusting it. It's coming in. This energy is coming in about just embracing this. I really feel quite strongly about it. Um that's exactly how I feel. I'm just going to scroll up and grab some comments here. Joy, where I used to have that feeling to fight, now I just trust. No more fighting feelings here. I love that. No more fighting feelings. No more, it's about resistance and path of least resistance as well. I love how you worded that, Joy. Thank you very much for sharing that. Lots of prayers being sent, and I'm going to continue as well to work, Camilla, on your family member here with this car accident. So you've got a lot of support and a lot of prayers being sent. And I love that. I love this about this group. I love on how supportive we all are, and leaning in and cheering for one another. And I know, and that is, sometimes that's all we need, isn't it? I think when we look at it, is it really validation that we're looking for, or is it support? Hmm. I just heard that. I just literally heard that. Is it validation or is it support? Interesting. I just got spiritual goosebumps all over me. I think it's the support. We are collective. Like we are, we come here, in a family. We come here as a group. We come here collectively, and I think it's the support piece. So, is it truly validation? I really have to let that settle in. Perhaps it's the support that we're looking for, not necessarily always validation. I think we do seek validation, but I think it's that supportive piece, supporting through our learning, right? Let that sink in a little bit. I'd be curious as to how you feel about that validation versus support. What are you looking for? Validation or support through your learning? I think that when it comes to that supportive piece, I truly do feel it's the support. Yeah, Joy, I would agree. I would agree. And when you look at your own journey, and I'll look at mine, I'll use mine as an example because it's a really good example. There have been many times on my spiritual journey with what I do, that I totally don't need validation. But there have been times where it's like I truly felt like I was standing alone in what I believe and what I'm doing, and then all of a sudden it's like crickets. It's crickets. And how does that feel? You bring in that space of of that feeling alone, and am I going in the right direction? And when you have your support and you have your, I've got great support around me. I have got some incredible people that no matter what I'm learning, they're cheering for me, right? But like my biggest support is my admin Kim. No matter what, no matter what, it's that support and that cheering. And that is so important. And I think we just kind of hit something bang on today. Support versus validation. Isn't that interesting? I love when we navigate through these lives like that, when spirit keeps chatting and you put in your feet, you guys chime in. It's that support. Oh, my battery's low on here. Better plug this in. There we go. Um, Kayla, I am so loved, 100% and so loved. But when you navigate through our journey, and as we all do, we all go through our stuff, and sometimes we do feel like where's the support there? I really feel ego looks for validation, for proof. Support feeds the spirit. Absolutely, Shelby. Beautifully shared. Thank you so much. And I think, when you lean into that validation piece, it comes back into the am I right? Am I on that right path? Right. And that pulls in what spirit said to me this morning about just that trusting the leap of faith. It's gonna be learning. It's always gonna be learning, right? And I don't think we're taught that at an early enough phase in our learning, in our childhood. We're not taught just to trust it. You don't have to be right. You're not many of us are taught your best is good enough. Like that's, if your very best is put forward and you're still learning, that's an A+ for me as far as grade wise goes. And that's kind of the space that I really want you to practice leaning in there. I really feel it coming as a dominant energy over the next little bit. I think it's going to be so important in a lot of that growth and a lot of that momentum, and in that space, I think it's so important that we lean in there a little bit more. I recently I felt a new spirit guide joining me, and they had the message of cultivate your greatness. I feel this collective push to step out of our power and lead. Awesome. That is so awesome. I want to change my career, maybe working at a magazine. Does spirit have any messages for that? I felt, Kayla, a lot of excitement in that. I just had this, oh, that feels so exciting to me kind of feeling. I just felt that energetically. I also have to Kayla, lean into how you worded it. I want to change. So you're feeling that that's coming. I want this. That's your higher self or your inner being or your intuition, leaning into that. This is the direction I feel like I need to go in. And when you feel into that, how do you get that excitement that just it went through me like whoop with that excitement? You have to trust that. You have to pull into yourself in trusting that. And that's going to be a big leap of faith. I'd be curious, Kayla, to see what comes up between now and June for you. I just feel it moving in as a big push. It's not going to leave in June, but I just feel it that there's going to be this push collectively with change and with trust. Wow, it's so, you know what? I love how so many of you are commenting your own thoughts and your what you're feeling. I love that. And I want you all to know that I encourage that on this channel. I encourage that. I encourage you to help others. I'm just holding the space. So I love how you're reaching out to one another here and putting in your own words and your own channeled information, because you all can channel. And that's those of you who are posting away, like I think it was Joy that said something about validation, or whoever I think it was Joy. Anyway, I love how you're doing that. I think that it's great, and I'm so proud of you for speaking here. I think it's amazing. We all journey together, and I thank you for sharing and for chiming in and for helping other people. And I love that. I just love that so much. I think that energy is just going to carry me through my day today, and I already feel very much elevated in the energy that came here today to listen and to chime in and to support. Joy, it feels all on over here. Okay, you're welcome. Oh, look, love this community. I'm so grateful. Let me just scroll through. Um, I finally cut off a narcissistic energy at work that has abused me for months. The spirit think he will reiterate as threatened threatened me and said he'd pray for my downfall every day. So first of all, I want to address something here. I want you to close yourself off from receiving any kind of energy that is downfall. So I want you to visualize yourself with a shield in front of you blocking that energy. I want you to close yourself off from not having any power to you. I want you to do some practice exercises, just visualizing a ball of light and or calling in. I like to call in my spirit guides and archangels. I love to surround myself with electric blue fire from Archangel Michael. I just love to surround myself with that. People are always going to send energy your way. People are navigating through their own learning. People are having their own stuff. So I need you to pinch yourself off from receiving that. The other thing that I would like you to do is you said it really, really nicely with I finally cut off a narcissistic energy. I want you to take that another step forward. Do a little bit of cord cutting every day. Just simply, I like to tie a string around my waist, tie it to a doorknob, and just get a pair of scissors with love. I always go to my heart space. I need to release you with love. And just continue that, because that will just kind of surround you in a whole other energy with protection and love and light. It's powerful stuff and it works. I can tell you 100%. I've been doing these practices for many, many years, and it just holds the energy out there rather than absorbing it, because we can open up to receive things. I'm 100% on that. So you need to close the door. I would practice that exercise as well. Just go to a door and just close it and just literally say, I'm closing the door to this relationship. Always in your heart space, always in your heart space. There we go. I hope that helps. Laura, I plan to move before the end of the year and have an eye on a specific condo building. What, if anything, do you feel for me on that move? I feel very good with that move, Laura. But however, my vision is expanding for me. So I need you to just expand your vision a little bit with where you're looking, just a little bit. And it's not that I don't feel that you're not going to get that condo. I just feel like I need to be a little bit more expansive. And I do feel this move is very good. I feel like what you're navigating through. I feel the timelines lining up as well, because I just feel it's so time. It's so time. That's what I'm really picking up here. Okay, let's see where we are. I have to watch the time here, y'all, too, because I do have an in-person session. I know there's lots of questions that I'm not going to get to. I'll do my best to get to a few. Okay. Shannon, does Spirit have any messages for me, particularly if we should sell our house or anything exciting for my career? Again, I feel that I have to push you into what I talked about earlier in the segment. When I say to you, do you feel this is the timeline to make this move? I feel that you have that awareness in you that this big change of selling is coming. So it's going to require that leap of faith. So it's going to require, and it's interesting some of the questions that are popping up, because it's going to link right back. And I know the Spirit keeps showing me the boomerang with bringing people back into their own space with their own trusting. It's that boomerang for me. I feel that your awareness, the volume is being turned up, that turned up for you, that the timeline of moving forward with some changes in front of you. I feel that you have that awareness. So come and go ahead. Come and sit with that. Like, so just sit with yourself and feel how that feels. And if it feels like it's time to take that leap and it's time for that trust, the career piece, I feel like I'm gaining momentum. I feel like you've been working hard on something. Either it's like extra credentials or up, up, up. I feel like that's coming. And I also feel that this has been a bit of a process for you. I feel like it's because I can see it behind coming this way. So from when I see it like that, I feel like there's been a lot of building here, if that makes sense to you. Kayla, something is bugging me to apply for a new job. This excitement is so strong. Follow it. Follow the feeling. Follow the excitement. Follow it. I love how that just rings to so many who are on the feed today is follow it, right? That the leap of faith, that trusting peace, that inner knowing, it's all there. Allow it to lead you. And the learning along the way is not a bad thing. We struggle with that because of this whole need to be right and to not have to go through hard stuff. I get that. I don't want to go through hard stuff either, but sometimes it's for my learning, and I will always land where I need to, and it's the same for all of you. You will always land where you need to. Always. Okay? I know it was short and sweet. It's been 25 minutes. It's not so bad. Felt shorter than that, but I do have to move on with clients this morning. I know I have a lot of questions I didn't get to. I tried my best to get to as many as possible, as well as channeling the message from Spirit. I'm wishing you all a beautiful weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Vibration of fun, as I always say, always a vibration of fun. As always, love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day.